Okay. So first of all, thank you everyone for coming. I'm really happy to be here and share about embodiment and my approach, or really what embodiment is for me. For who doesn't know me yet, my name is Alice, and I am a yoga teacher and embodiment coach. And my job is to facilitate women in their empowering journey. And I do that through different embodiment practices and of course through yoga, because my background is yoga and actually gymnastics as well. But everything that I do is with women and with body work. Okay, so this class is kind of like divided into three parts. The first one is I just wanted to give you some say like concepts of what embodiment means to me and why it was so helpful for me, in my life. The second part will be the actual practice of embodiment, and it's going to be maybe like 20 minutes of movement. And the last part is open for Q&A, or, if you have any questions that you want to share. And I will also introduce you to the master course of Wild Woman, that it's, the main body of work that I've been working on that is all about embodiment. So I don't know if you've ever practiced embodiment or you have any idea what this word means. I honestly didn't know anything about embodiment. I just felt this world, but it was very abstract, the concept that I had around it. And I was doing research and I was looking around, but really like the main thing that I was looking was a lot of sexual content, like a lot of things that were connected to sex, which is great. I mean, sex is beautiful and it's important as well, but it felt a little limited, what I was perceiving around. So I kept studying more and researching more and re-understanding what embodiment meant, or at least meant for me. So in my experience, what I perceived about embodiment, it is actually something that remains abstract, or better, we perceive embodiment through physical perceptions, through the use of our body, but then it manifests in our everyday life. And it's a sort of like energy that we channel through movement that then manifests and we can bring into our life. Okay, so that's why I think that it goes more than just the sexual part. I think sex is one of the many aspects of embodiment, but it's not just the only one. So this is what I kind of like understood personally. How did I get into embodiment? So as I said, I am a yoga teacher, and I've done gymnastics for, I think, like 7 years when I was a kid. So I always felt highly connected to my body and the way that I was moving. Last year, 2022, was a very challenging year for me because I was first living as a digital nomad, traveling the world alone. Like I've done this for 3 years. I didn't have a base. I was like, teaching my online classes and doing my retreats. I felt so free and so full of myself. I was feeling vibrant, and that my life was, I had my life on my feet. I was like, yes, I can do this. Until I found love and I got married. And this created so many shifts in my life. Because my husband is from America, I am Italian. We had the visa problem, as in like we couldn't live together unless I was coming to the States and we were applying for visa and all of these things. So because of love, because I knew that it was something that I wanted to do, I did it and I came here to the States. But as soon as I did it, something dropped in me, something collapsed, because it was like, my life turned completely upside down. From being that wild, free spirit, digital nomad traveling the world, I found myself kind of like physically stuck in the state, not being able to leave the States because of the green card. Like, you can't leave the States if you are applying until you obtain the green card. And I had to ground, I had to start grounding. but like on all the levels, you know, because I thought that I was grounded when I was traveling and being like a nomad, but actually there was something that was missing. So that's when a lot of things started to change in me. And I understood that there was something very important that was happening in my life, like a big transformation. It was sort of like leaving my young self or my child and transform it into womanhood, and really embracing that and bringing all of my emotions out, raw emotions, my vulnerability, the things that I didn't want to really connect with because I thought I didn't need them. I thought that I was that strong, badass girl that could do everything. But as soon as I felt myself in this container, in this bubble, I started to feel everything. So because this connection with my body was always so profound and so important for me, that's when I started to use embodiment, because I understood that I could make use of my body and my movement to understand myself more and become aware of why am I doing this? Why is this transformation happening? And how can I embrace this transformation in a healthy way and conscious way? So this is when it started to happen. I want to give you one example of something that actually happened like not that far, not like quite recently, maybe like 3 months ago, something like this. I started doing different practices just in yoga. One of them was acrobatics. And it's not very easy to do acrobatics because it's kind of like doing gymnastics, but on top of someone else that is holding you high, right? There was one specific moment of a flow that we were doing where something started to like become like very present, abstract, but very present in my body. Like I couldn't do a specific movement that was required in order to find the flow, in order to flow together and do this acrobatic pose. And I couldn't understand how to do it. There was one little subtle change that I had to do with my body in order to achieve the pose. And I just couldn't get it. I couldn't. I was trying and I was trying and I was trying. So I didn't give up. I kept showing up to the sessions. I kept practicing over and over again until something just clicked in my mind. First in my body, actually, because I managed to do the actual pose. And then it clicked in my mind. And I promise you, when this happened, when this shift, physical little shift happened that allowed me to do the movement, everything else happened in my life. Like I started to understand, shit, like now I understand why I am here, you know, in California, why I am going through my challenges. Like, you know, it's everything started to open up more, not just on a physical level, but what I was experiencing on a physical level by doing that acrobatic movement manifested in my everyday life. And I started to embrace it with more ease, with more calm, with more joy. I thought like, okay, I'm actually here because, you know, I am here, like I chose to be here. And my life started to flow more freely after that because I wasn't resisting. I wasn't resisting to surrendering and to really, you know, embracing this challenge that I experienced on a physical level while I was doing this acrobatic pose. But the concept itself can be, like seen in every single thing, part of our life. When we face a challenge and it feels so fucking hard that we want to give up, we don't want to be there, or maybe we also feel unseen or not supported enough. We kind of feel like, why am I doing all of this? Like, this is wasting my time. I feel that I'm not getting anywhere. Instead, when we really tune into our body and we trust.
Are you guys okay? Yeah.
Say it again. Oh, okay. When we trust the intelligence of our body and we start to really create this physical connection and energetic connection with our body, we start to open up to it and we accept whatever challenge it is. So we don't give up, but instead we keep pushing and we keep pushing and we keep pushing and we keep pushing until we get to the end of the darkness, we get to the end of the tunnel, and there's light. And when there's light, there's awareness, there's a consciousness. And so every other things happen, like manifest in our life, right? Do you resonate with what I'm saying? Let me know if it's not clear. Yeah. Okay. So I feel that to me, this is embodiment. Is when we use the tools, the intelligence of our body to feel the emotions, to feel the subtle changes that the body requires, that the body is telling us, because the body talks to us all the time, to then manifest in our everyday life. And it can be in our relationship, it can be in our sex relationship, it can be with the way we communicate with our friends or our job, the way we communicate at work, you know, like all of these aspects of life. And this to me is the beauty of embodiment. It's not just one single thing, it's how to perceive yourself on a really subtle, powerful and refined level that you can then manifest in your life. And you can change your lifestyle like that. You can make it a healthier and a more conscious routine as well. Yeah. So to come back to the meaning, to the meaning of the word embodiment, I wrote down what I think embodiment means, so that it can be maybe a little bit clearer for you girls. I wrote two things. So the first one is embodiment is the activation of a very subtle yet powerful energy that, when awakened, expands from and through the physical body and represents into the everyday life. So your body becomes, maybe I'm gonna mute everybody. So the body becomes the medium. The body becomes the channel to channel that energy. And it's movement, and it's a spontaneous movement. Yoga is great. I am a yoga teacher. I'm a devoted yoga teacher. I've been, going to India for months and training. I love it. But yoga has a structure. Most times there's a flow, right? If we think of Ashtanga yoga is quite strict. There's like a whole flow that you have to follow, which I don't have anything wrong with, but I feel that us as women, we need freedom, we need expansion, we need to feel ourselves, yes, Sanya, in our flow, right? And embodiment gives us this. There's no rules, there's no requirements. If you want to find stillness, you stay still. If you want to move, you move. If you want to dance, you dance. If you want to scream, you scream. So it's whatever it is that it's you and represents you the most. But you have to gain first that awareness of, let's say, to move, not how to move, but to move, to then feel yourself while moving. Because, we can go and dance, I don't know, in a party, at a party we go and dance, but we might not be able to fully express ourselves, because it takes courage. It's not really something that we do, just easily as it is. One thing that I found really important, and that's also why I really honor what we are doing now, is community, is like being present with each other, is supporting each other and hearing each other. When we get to know each other on a deeper level, we also feel more confident to show ourselves to the world, or show ourselves, be with each other. And this also brings more openness and a feeling of, going with your own flow and feeling that, wow, it's okay. And when you say, yes, it's okay, and you embrace this full fuck yes, I'm feeling it, I'm owning it, then you experience embodiment. And then you'll be able to manifest it in your life. Yeah. Another thing, or the second, say that translation or meaning of embodiment, I wrote that it's giving concrete form to an abstract concept. because I honestly find it pretty hard to talk about embodiment and to fully explain what it is, right? It can be a little vague sometimes. I don't find it that, yeah, that's like yes, Sanya, exactly. There's a trust, right? Yeah. But yeah, it becomes something quite abstract. So the physicality of it is the body. So it's really using movement to then bring more awareness to this abstract concept that can be embodiment. If you also have some questions that you want to write here, please feel free. I know that my Italian accent sometimes can like like leave people a little like, what is she actually meaning? Okay, so I would say that then embodiment can also be a way to, it is a way to communicate our truth. It becomes a language, and it's highly connected to the body, to the body language, right? The physical language. Let me see if I have something else that I want to share before we go into the practice. But I think I covered everything. There's maybe one last thing that I would like to add, and this refers particularly to today's world. I mean, I guess that most of you are on Instagram as well. I'm sure that like maybe most of you found me on Instagram and not through the newsletter, but every time we are on Instagram, how many ads do we see a day? How many people telling us what to do? How many people saying, this is the best way to live, you have to do like this, or if you eat this, if you take this, you're going to die. Right? It creates so much confusion. There's no clarity really. And these things, it touches me on an emotional level. It brings a little anger at first, but then, you know, when the anger goes away and I kind of, and I stay with it and I stay with the emotion, I choose not to listen to anyone, but I choose to practice embodiment instead and to feel my body, to feel it on such a refined, intimate level that then I understand what it is that I enjoy and I eat and stays good in my body, and what I have to avoid because it gives me, I don't know, anxiety, or it makes me feel bloated, you know. So before we open up to the world, even though many people are really good at marketing, let's try to listen to ourselves first, or asking first. You know, someone says eating pizza in the evening after 7 p.m. is bad for you. Ask yourself, like put it as a question. Is eating pizza bad for me at 7 p.m.? Like ask yourself all the time, and then feel it. Feel where it resonates in your body. I mean, yeah, have pizza at 7 p.m. to see if then it makes you feel bad. You know, like take it for yourself rather than hearing what people have to say, because everyone always has like their own ways of doing life, but we're all so different. We're not all the same person. So that's why embodiment is important. That's why all of us should practice it, because it really creates that enhancement of receptivity and perception of what it is that it's really good and beneficial for us, for you, for you, for you, for you, for all of us differently. Yeah. Give me a thumbs up if you resonate. Okay. Cool. So perfect. I would say that then we can practice. And after practice, I'm going to give you, actually, no, I want to do it now. I'm going to give you, before we practice, two, I mean, one is what I just shared now of like just becoming aware, you know, some tips to recognize or like to practice embodiment. One is just pausing, taking your time and really becoming aware of what you are feeling, within you. Whatever thing that comes in your life, it can be a judgment, it can be someone telling you something, it can be a comment, a compliment. Like, take time, pause for a second, and breathe into what you are receiving, and just feel. First, feel like, where in my body is this happening? Do I feel this judgment in my heart? Is it pain that I'm feeling? Am I feeling not accepted? Do I feel it in my belly? Is there like a sense of maybe like being more primal or more animal that I am connecting with? Like, feel in your body everything, all the codes that are coming in your life. And that's a good way already of becoming embodied, because you are using the perception of your body to understand yourself more. And the second thing is to embrace change. Bring variety in your life. Don't stick to one specific thing. For instance, yoga. Yoga is great, and yoga is, I mean, it's various. There's so many different styles, but don't do just yoga. I invite you to explore other things as well. Try swimming, try salsa, trying bachata, trying volleyball, you know, like everything. Same thing with food or people, or, you know, the way maybe you work. Maybe you can work in one space, and then you can try and work in another space. Like, bring variety so that your receptivity also grows. And again, you understand better, with more clarity, what's good for you and what works best for you. Okay. Now, let's go into the practice of embodiment. It's going to be like 20-ish minutes. And the practice will be divided into 3 parts. One part, there's 3 songs that we're going to follow. Each song connects to a part of our body. So the first one is more abstract and is our intuition. So the music, you will feel the music as well, like the rhythm, the vibration, you know, the frequency of the music, but we will try and focus on our intuition. So intuitively feel how you want to move, okay, through the music. There's no rules. You can also put the camera, turn it off if you want. Just enjoy, like find the pleasure in just being with yourself and feeling your body. The second part, the second song that will come, we will connect with our belly. And our belly, if you know yoga, if you're familiar with the chakras, the belly connects to the solar plexus chakra. So it's our inner fire. It's our animal as well. It's our primal force. So the music will change. It's going to be a little more powerful. And I invite you to embrace your animal, your inner animal, and let it out. You can scream, you can move a little deeper, or maybe you are a very gentle animal, whatever animal it is, but feel it in your belly. Feel what it is that it's happening in this part of the body. Maybe it's contracted, maybe it's relaxed. Feel it. The last part will be the heart. So we will connect to love, to compassion, to devotion, and you'll see the music again will change. Okay, then after the practice, we will come back together. We can share some insights of how we feel, how we felt, what felt deeper or more aware, and then we'll see from there. Okay. Second thing is my Wild Woman Master course, which is a container. It's online and it has some live sessions where we're going to mainly do practices, different practices, because again, embodiment can be, you know, has variety. And there will be also on-demand sessions. But the beauty of this course is that we're going to really dive way deeper. We will have the opportunity to really connect with each other, get to know each other, and explore the realms of the feminine nature. So it's, I believe, to be very beautiful and important, or at least it's been for me, and it keeps being for me. I feel
it's really a calling, like I'm on a mission to awaken women and bring women in their true power. So if you feel, that that's something that you may be interested, I am going to send another newsletter with all of you first, so that if you want to join, you can. It starts in February, like mid-February. So there's some time, and it's a 2-month container. So this gives also enough time to really, dive deeper and get to know each other. And the beauty of this is also that once the course ends, our connection doesn't end. There's going to be another container with all the women that joined, that you can keep connecting with. And the idea is then to bring this online container offline through retreats and things that I will organize as soon as I get my green card, but it will definitely happen. So if you liked it and you're keen to come on this journey with me, I would be honored to have you. And any questions, any thought or whatever it is that you want to share with me, I am here. So feel free to text me, email me, Instagram me, whatever feels good to you.